Order in complexity doesn't suggest design. One little bit of order in one little bit of complexity is one thing. But you do realize that the probability of two events occurring is the product of their individual probabilities. So if the order and the complexity are relatively simple, that's one thing. When you think of the digital programming of our DNA, complexity onto complexity, programming on top of programming, the probability of that whole sequence occurring by chance drifts into a smallness that becomes infinitesimal. Some people say, well, given enough time. No, 4.5 billion years isn't long enough. Think of it like this. You dump a load of bricks and a load of mortar off a cliff. What happens at the bottom of the cliff? You might find a brick or two landing together with mortar, but how many times would you have to do that? Dump a load of bricks, dump a load of mortar off a cliff, go to the bottom of the cliff, and find a house constructed perfectly by chance. That's the kind of probability you are trying to put into your mind. I, with an education and a career in science and math, look at that and see so clearly that there has to be a designer. And it is not understandable to me that everyone can't see that. And I truly believe that there are only two reasons that others do not see. One is you don't want to see it. You don't want to accept it. Like Jezebel's response to Elijah after the incident on Mount Carmel, or the Pharisees' response to the man healed by Jesus who had been born blind. The evidence was undeniable. They didn't want to see it. The other possibility is an inability to understand the evidence. And that's a very real possibility too. A third option? You've just been taught wrong, brainwashed. I'll talk about that in my next post.